they not just sterilize this office?
Yes, I can smell the right.
Yeah. Before we come in here, we do it every damn time now.
Turn my damn cell phone off.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do is put a little quick introduction on here. I should let you get that.
We're not keeping dispatch. 10-4 reference to the call on Roddy Lane. Could you give me the dispatch time and where the report number?
2201.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll put a quick introduction on here real quick, and then get you to identify yourself and say what happened.
Yes.
Okay, today's date is now the 20th of today's date is April 20th, 2020. Time now is 12:35 a.m. This is Sergeant Sean Henneberger. Present with me is your corporal officer. Officer Rabalais.
Yes.
And he's here in reference to what we're going to label as an in-custody death of Austin T. Wavey that occurred on Riley Lane tonight at approximately 2200 hours. Office number is 20061703. Officer Rabalais, just what's your full name?
Officer Corey, C-O-R-E-Y. Rabalais, R-A-B-A-L-A-I-S.
What's your badge?
Badge number 1543.
Okay. And what are you assigned to?
I was assigned to a graveyard, early side, area 2 patrol.
What was your call sign?
My call sign was 483.
And what you know what patrol unit you were driving?
I was driving patrol unit 535.
Okay. Tell me what happened.
I responded to assist officer urgent call. I was not originally dispatched to the call. I heard on dispatch that they were giving it to Officer Myers and a couple of evening shift calls, and I put myself on it because I was I believe I was close to the area.
Mm-hmm.
When I did, I was the first one on scene. When I did, I was briefed by, came in contact with Officer Favis,
Okay.
and his badge number is 1501, I believe.
Go ahead.
Officer Favis briefed me on what's his name?
Austin Wavey.
Austin Wavey. He was in he was stating Lord and Trump and everything. We were advising Austin Wavey to come outside to be treated by medical. I believe Officer Favis was wanting to commit Mr. Wavey for his safety. He let me know that Mr. Wavey had been all day long had been screaming out obscenities, praying to the Lord, and screaming Trump. Officer Favis advised that a tenant notified him that Mr. Wavey had been screaming these obscenities, and him, as a courtesy officer, responded to the scene. Officer Favis notified SFD, and then notified us as well to medically treat him before he was going to be transported to a hospital to be committed.
Okay.
And When we went inside, we advised Mr. Wavey to step outside to get his vital signs. He, again, was screaming Lord and Trump and everything. We asked him to stand up. He refused to stand up. And then that is when I grabbed him by his shirt and his wrist, and I I placed him on his couch and put him in a pair of handcuffs, and along with several other officers, Officer Davis, Officer Davis, and Officer Davis.
Okay. Then what happened?
After that, he became dead weight. He was still screaming Lord and Trump. They're out to get me. All of us, picked him up, brought him outside the hallway to be probably medically treated with his vital signs. We sat him on the ground, lifted up, and that is when he became unresponsive, and the SFD notified us we need to get him to the medic unit to get a heartbeat going, and that's when we did. All of us, we immediately brought him into the medic unit to start to get a heartbeat.
Initially, when you took him outside, he was in the breezeway, right? The carpeted breezeway there?
Yeah, the covered breezeway outside. Yes, sir.
Let's go back when y'all went inside. When you came to the door, who all was at the door with you before y'all went in?
It was when I came, before I went in, it was the fire department who advised who were not going to go inside with him being in his combative state to treat him inside for their safety.
Yeah.
And just me, it was just originally just me and Officer Favis that went inside.
Did y'all try and talk him out first?
Yes, sir, we did.
And he didn't come out?
No, sir. No, he did not.
So when you went in, you said that you grabbed him by his shirt and his arm?
And his wrist.
Which wrist?
His left wrist, I
His
believe.
left wrist?
Yes, sir.
And did anybody else help you get him up out of the chair?
Officer Favis did.
Okay.
Officer Favis.
Did he grab him on the other side?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And escort him to the couch?
Yes, sir.
And describe how you put him on the couch. Was he face down? Was he on
Basically, yes, sir. Face down on the couch, and we used two handcuffs due to how wide he was. I mean, we didn't want to hurt him with him. Probably securing him with one pair of handcuffs would have eventually hurt his wrist or something like that. So we used probably two handcuffs for him because of he's overweight. We tried to use everything as we tried to not go hands on with the subject.
When you grabbed him by his shirt and his wrist, did he jerk back or anything like that, or did he kind of?
He stiffened up.
He
didn't punch me or anything, but he was refusing to get handcuffs. He stiffened up. He didn't jerk. He was basically in a.
So you and Favis had to carry him to the sofa?
We had to carry him basically. He did not want to get handcuffed. Yeah, he was.
When I say, and this is the sofa here.
Yeah.
And here's the chair right over here. I just put him over on the sofa.
Yes, sir.
Now was he on the sofa like half on, half off, or was he like laying his head a certain direction on the sofa?
I believe half on, half off. He had like his, I believe his knees were on the ground, and we were able all.
So he's basically leant over the thing.
Leant over. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you said you had to carry him out, but it was more than just you and Favis carrying him out, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who all helped carry him out?
Me. Okay, it was me, Favis, Davis, Myers, and Myers helped carry him out. Officer Myers.
Okay. Okay. At any point did you use any distraction strikes, any pressure points, any other hard hand, empty, soft control techniques, anything like that?
No, sir.
You just escorted him?
Yes, sir.
Handcuffed him and carried him out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you describe his apartment when you entered it? With lights on, And
The lights were on and he was in his recliner. I guess it's just basically him and his lazy boy. Off the top of my head, really, the couch, all I remember is the couch on the left-hand side, and then his lazy boy, and then the TV somewhat like right in here, like this would be the couch. I would put this chair right here to be the lazy boy. The couch would be right here. That's have a good, somewhat of a cushioned spot to escort him to,
Okay.
instead of putting him on the ground.
What was
So,
Can you describe the conditions of the apartment?
it looked a little bit messy. It was already kind of messy. Itself, it looked. That's why.
Unkept?
A little bit unkept.
Okay.
And from what I recall, I can't describe in detail of the apartment itself, but
Okay.
it looked unkept. But I believe it was unkept from just from a glimpse of a memory.
Okay, that's fine. Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think may be important?
No, sir. Not that I can recall.
Okay. Did you see any other officer strike or hit Mr. Wavey?
No, sir.
Okay. Statement you've given today been the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Time now is 12:45. It's time to conclude the interview. Bye. That's all we need.